Hello and welcome to Creative Marketing TV. My name is Susan Joy Schlief. I am the founder and host of Creative Marketing TV. And today I'm your trainer. We're going to talk about using comics and cartoons in content creation, whether you're creating content for marketing or for training. You can make use of cartoons and comics in them, because people love fun stuff. So let me come on the webcam full here and tell you a little bit about what we're going to do today. As I said, we're going to talk about cartoons and comics, and I have a free PowerPoint template to give away today that will help you make some comic style content, whether that's videos or slides or ebooks. All of that can be made with this PowerPoint template. And I have been having some trouble getting the edit view of PowerPoint to show up on the broadcast here. So what I did was I created a short video, about 12 minutes, with a demo in it. So in a minute, I'll show that demo video for you. But first, I wanted to just show you a couple of examples of things that I've been creating as I've been playing around with this template once I got it created. So let me show you. You may have seen the promo video for this show, but if not, I will show you where that is. I have it posted in my Facebook group. So let me bring that up. I don't think you'll be able to hear the audio on the video, but hopefully you can at least see it. And then, nope, that's not going to let me scroll. When I did it before, it works just fine. Darn. I don't know why that happens. Once I go live, then it doesn't work anymore. Okay, well, I guess you're going to have to go look for it yourself. It's on my Facebook page as well. If you're not a member of the group, you won't be able to get in there to see that, although you're always welcome to join the group. It's also on my Facebook page, and it's also on this YouTube channel, so you can find it here as well. And I see we have someone watching us live, so welcome. Go ahead and leave a comment and let us know who's here. All I see is one viewer, so I don't know who you are, but welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'll check in a few minutes for comments and questions. Let me bring up the sample slides that I want to just show you then, some examples of the things I've been creating. Since I can't show it to you on the page to play as a video, I'll just show you the slides. Let me stretch that out there. So this should show you the animation. No, I guess it's not going to. Oh, I know. I have to switch view here. Okay, there we go. This is basically what the video is, although there is a music track with it as well that you won't hear here, I believe. There we go. And that's the end of the little promo video. And as I said, there is a music track with it. You just can't hear it across the broadcast here. So if you go check it out on my Facebook page, PowerPoint Queen Rules, or you can see it on this YouTube channel as well. Let me show you a couple others examples here of things that I put together, samples of what you can do with this template. There's another way to work with the title slide. I didn't bother putting a subtitle on this one, but there is a smaller segment below that you could use for that. And I had a little trouble getting the text to work right with those angled sides like that. And if you want a bigger title, then you might want to just use the traditional layout. And I did leave that in there. So if you have trouble getting the angled one to work, you can always use just the basic title slide, but still put the fun images behind it. Here's another one with a 2-panel, and I just put, it's up to you if you want to use that text block at the top there to go across the two panels. You can do that. And I also added a colored background there. It probably could be a little brighter color. It's not the best choice for a comic, I don't think. And then the 2 image panels. And then I overlaid the text on top of the images. And on the one on the right, that little cat is a separate image also that I layered on top of the background image. And I think I had one more sample here. Yep. Now, in this landscape template, I did leave some in there, I think, that were just the whole slide. So you could take this part over on the right here and make it fill up the whole slide and turn it into a quote graphic. I think that would be kind of a fun way to use these templates, is to make quotes out of them. So let me bring up that demo video for you and show you how you can work with this. And that's this one that I'm giving away today, May 5th, for free comic book day. I'm going to talk about this on my YouTube live show, but I have trouble getting PowerPoint to show in the slideshow mode there, so I thought I'd make you a quick video instead. Now, this video has audio, but again, I don't think that's going to come across in the broadcast. So I will post the original video with the audio on YouTube as well. But for now, I'll just describe here what I'm doing as we go through it. So the first thing I did, and explain that you should as well, is when you're working with a new template, the first thing is to save it, and save it with a new file name so that you're not overwriting your template. And then I showed that I left the slides in there just so you can see the different layouts, but of course you can delete those and just add new slides with whatever layouts you want. And as you can see, a lot of them are unique layouts with angled shapes and things, but then I left some of the more standard ones in there as well. Now, one way that you might use these is to just create an interesting section title slide for your presentation and then have just regular slide layouts in between. If you didn't want to do a full presentation with comic style, that might get to be a little bit much for a long presentation. So here I showed about using the title slide. And even though it's an angled shape, when you click to start entering text, it treats it as if it's a regular rectangular shape. And that can cause some problems. I'll explain in a second. And I had a couple free fonts that I had downloaded that are comic style fonts. So I've uploaded those to my computer. And so that one you can see is a good one. I think most of those came from Fonts 101, if I remember right. And then one of the things that I've done as well is I added a space below there just to bring it up centered a little bit more in the shape. And then I also filled in a colored background behind it just to make it stand out a little bit more and to show off the angled shape. And this is where it comes into a little bit of a problem with the angle like that. It doesn't, it makes it hard to fit this text in there. So I had to make the text a little bit smaller. Sorry about that. I hit a wrong button there. I'll have to edit that before I upload it to PowerPoint. I mean, to YouTube. So then making it a little bit smaller, then I was able to fit it all within that angled shape. Sorry, my voice is kind of hoarse this morning. All right, and then I also showed about filling in the background behind there. And in this case, I'm going to use a picture fill for the background of that slide. And sometimes these pop-up windows don't display very well in the broadcast software, so I apologize for that. I have a bunch of images that I saved from Pixabay that to me seemed like they would be good comic images, so that's where I'm selecting from a folder on my computer. And then this is an example of the ones that I've put in here that have picture prompts. So all you have to do is click on the icon and then find the folder where you want to insert your pictures from. And because you're filling the picture into a shape, you actually have the ability to put some transparency on the image, which you may know you can't do that with just a picture by itself, but because it's a shape filled with a picture, you would be able to make it partly transparent if you wanted to. And so I show the example of that there. It's still an awfully bright picture, so I'm not sure that would be the best one to use if you wanted to put anything on top of it. But you can help by making it a little bit transparent. That'll make it less bright. And then as I was putting this little demo video together for you, I discovered something. I wanted to just layer another image on top of that one, but when I went to insert the image, it automatically put it into the other placeholder. See, I wanted that cat to go on top of the striped area, but it put it inside of the other placeholder. And now when I'm trying to move it, it's moving the placeholder. So apparently when you try to insert the images, it's all going to automatically fill the placeholders first, which I wasn't aware of before this morning when I recorded this. So my recommendation is that you fill all of the placeholders first. Oh, here. I didn't learn the lesson the first time. I had to try it again. But here we go. Fill the placeholders first, and then you can layer other images on top. And I'm going to use a little background scene here on this one. And now that both of those placeholders are filled, now you can layer other images on top of them. Like the cat. So you could put the cat on top of that wild colored background, or you could shrink it down even more and put it into the scene with the trees. And of course, to do this kind of thing, you'll want to use a PNG image with a transparent background, right? Either that or you'd have to remove the background from it in PowerPoint. And then I had some other images I had saved with speech bubbles. And so I'm going to put some of those on top as well. Now, a lot of these speech bubbles that I saved from Pixabay don't actually have backgrounds. They are transparent except for the lines. So I may play around with that and see if I can come up with some speech bubbles that have white backgrounds and let you know about those once I get them done, because I think that would work better to not have the background be transparent on this. And then because that's an image and not really a shape, it means that you have to add a text box on top of it to actually put any text in there. So I'm typing my text into the text box, and then I'm going to change that to the font that everybody has built into PowerPoint, I think, which is Comic Sans. And I know that's one that designers are always telling you to avoid, but for a comic, why not use it, right? That's about the only time that you probably would want to use Comic Sans. So now we have a little speech bubble there to go with the cat. And then I just added another speech bubble on top of the other area. And again, because it's an image, you can't really type the text into that speech bubble. You'll have to layer another text box on top of that. And again, I'm going to make that Comic Sans and make it a little bigger. And then to finish up that slide, I went ahead and put some text in the top there. But as I said, that's up to you really, whether you want to use that text box up there or not. You could just remove it. Or if you are going to use it, you may want to fill that in with a different color than the background too, just to make it stand out. That's another option. And then you have to carefully find a blank area. Either that or you can use the selection pane, to turn off one of those things to get to the background. And then I'm just going to fill in the background with a color for now, but you could put a picture in the background too. Okay. So then if you're creating some kind of a story, then you would pick another layout and create the next page of what happens next in the story. You could make a consistent background across all of them, or you can make each one look unique if you want. It depends on what style you like. And as I think I mentioned this earlier, but you can create a lot of different kinds of content using this template. You could create a story for an ebook with a series of story pages like that, or you could create a video like I showed at the beginning with just a few different slides and add some animation to them. You could create a slideshow, or even just create certain pages for your slideshow that doesn't have to be the whole thing in this format. So there are a lot of different ways to use it. One thing I will mention, if you're going to create an ebook and you want to turn it into a PDF, I know PowerPoint has a way to save as a PDF. You know, I'm going to go ahead and come off of the video here and come back on the webcam and explain this to you. Um, so PowerPoint will let you save as a PDF, but what I find is that the text gets kind of jagged looking when you save it as a PDF directly from PowerPoint. Now, if you have Adobe Acrobat installed, Adobe Professional, Adobe Acrobat Pro, I think it's called, right? If you have that on your computer, whether it's a PC or a Mac, then I think when you save from PowerPoint to PDF, it uses the Adobe tool for creating that PDF. But I don't have that program. And when I save a PDF in PowerPoint, it looks fuzzy and pixelated sometimes. And the text particularly is where I see it more so than the images even. So what I've been doing for a couple of years now is using a service that Adobe offers on their website. I think it's called Create PDF or something like that. And I pay $24 for a whole year's membership to use that. And there's no limit. You just upload whatever file it is you want to convert to a PDF. And then it takes just a few seconds to convert it, and then you download the completed PDF. It's very easy to use, and you get much higher quality PDF, especially for the text. So if you're going to use this at all to create ebooks, I would suggest that you check that out and get really good quality PDF out of it. And of course, for slides and for video, you know how to do that. I think in PowerPoint, you can create the video right from PowerPoint. All right. Well, I hope that you found that inspiring and that you'll have fun playing with the template. I will put the link to get the template in the description under this video once it's finished. And just to mention, the reason that I'm doing this today, you may have seen, is because today is Free Comic Book Day. And if you're interested in finding a participating local comic shop in your area, I'll put a link in the description where you can find that as well. Apparently they do this every year, and it's a way to get people interested in buying comics from their local shops. So the independent comic book stores are the ones that organize this event. And in fact, I wrote down where there's one in my area, so I'm going to go check it out this afternoon. But in the meantime, you can create your own comics with the template. I will look forward to seeing what you do with it. And one of the things, as you do have to enter your name and email to get the free template. And then in some of the emails, I'll be asking you, you know, what you're doing with it, and if you would let me see what you create, because I always like to see how people are going to use my templates. It gives me ideas for what to do differently with them in the future. And I'd love to see your comments about this training as well and see if it was helpful. I'd like to see whether it works okay for you to watch the video while I'm narrating it too, because this is just something I've been trying to get around the problem I've had with broadcasting in the edit mode of PowerPoint. So this is Susan Joy Schlief signing off for today for Coffee, PPT, and Me, celebrating Free Comic Book Day with a free PowerPoint template for you to create your own comic slides, videos, and ebooks. I look forward to hearing from you with your comments. And I said I was going to go and check who was here and whether they had a question. Let me do that quick before I sign off. Oh, Margaret Eves was here. Great. Thanks for coming, Margaret. She says, yes, they are in PowerPoint. And she says you could use these to create very short 2-slide GIFs or memes. Yes, you could, Margaret. In fact, I have been showing, I have some other videos where I showed how to use PowerPoint slides to create GIFs. So I think that was last month I actually showed that. So I'll follow up with you about a link for that training as well, but that's a great idea. All right. So again, let's sign off for today for Free Comic Book Day. This is Susan Joy Schlief, and have fun with your comics.